In today's video, we're going to be testing out the best kitchen gadgets Amazon has to offer, including a device that cores a pineapple, a couple different things that'll make watermelon slicing easier, the correct way to cut a kiwi, basically a bunch more stuff involving fruit, and more things you guys dare me to do in the comment section. If you find anything at all useful in this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up at whatever point you find something useful. It's a great way to help out the channel. All right, let's get things going. So what we're gonna be doing for this next challenge is testing out some of Amazon's most popular kitchen gadgets. This first kitchen gadget is a pineapple corer. According to the reviews for all these products, these are pretty amazing, and the pictures look pretty amazing too. That being said, I'm really curious to find out if these things actually work as well as they're advertised. And this one's pretty easy. It comes with 3 directions. Remove the top of the pineapple, insert the pineapple corer to the center of the pineapple, spin the pineapple corer clockwise to peel the core, and slice the pineapple in seconds. Sounds pretty awesome. Pineapple is definitely a necessary part of my diet, and so this machine might also as well be part of my diet. But there's only one way to find out how well this thing works, so let's get this thing going. Okay, step 1, remove the top of the pineapple. Okay, now to unbox my new device here. Okay. Looks like I just got to attach my handle here and I'm ready to go. Now here's the real test. Can it core a pineapple the way that they say? I am very interested to find out. I think I got to the bottom of it. What? That is pretty awesome. Then I guess you can just slice this up like they say. Wow. I gotta admit, I was not expecting it to work that well. That is simply incredible. I would use this machine every single day. I can't get over how weird that looks. And the pineapple came out perfectly. But I got a whole box of kitchen gadgets, and this was only the first one. I'll be very surprised if they all work this well, but we have to give it a shot to find out. This next kitchen gadget is an avocado slicer. It has a blade to slice it lengthwise, then it has a little scoop you can get the pit out with, and then it has a slicer, so you can actually slice it right out of the fruit. It looks pretty cool. I've actually never cut an avocado before. I like avocados, but this is gonna be my first time actually ever cutting one. All right, so the first part, you take the blade and you run it down the side. Okay. That seems to have worked out pretty well. And then you take the scooper to get the pit out. I'm not quite sure how that works. I want to use it properly. Oh, okay, you press it into it, and then it just kind of grabs it and pulls it out. All right, worked a little bit too well there. Now you take the avocado slicer, and you basically just run it through the thing. So let's try that. Kind of worked a little bit. I mean, some of it turned into mush, but that's okay. That's normal with an avocado. It's supposed to be just mush. All right, let's see if I can strain the other side. All right, that side actually did work a little bit better. The avocado is cut up into nice pieces. That's not too bad. What can you expect out of a first time using a random Amazon kitchen gadget? I'd say that works pretty well. I'm sure it all looks like mush, but it actually did create several normal avocado pieces. And it completely emptied them out, so not bad. The next kitchen gadget we're gonna be testing out is what is this? The next kitchen gadget we're gonna be testing out is a kiwi slicer. So it comes with this plastic ring, and it comes with a little knife on the inside you're supposed to detach and cut the kiwi with. I can't read any of the instructions on the back, so I just gotta go with the pictures and figure this out for myself. Looks like I will not be needing my giant steak knife right now because it comes with this little tiny knife on the inside right here. You just pull it out like that, and then you use this to cut the kiwi with. So let's try that. All right, the kiwi's halved. Let's try this thing out. It worked! The kiwi came apart perfectly. That actually worked out a lot better than I was expecting. And it took all of the stuff right out of the peel. That is pretty perfect. This little knife thing right here didn't really do that great of a job at cutting it, but it got the job done. Well, I think we can all admit that eating kiwis was kind of a bit, because you have to cut the thing and then use a spoon to basically like scraping along the edges, but this has definitely made it a little bit easier. So this is one kitchen gadget I'm definitely not going to be throwing away. And that being said, we'll be on to the next one. For this next challenge, what we're going to be doing is testing out what is probably the most amazing and yet simple way to cut a watermelon ever. And that is with this giant thing. Essentially, it's just a gigantic apple slicer that you're supposed to use to cut watermelons, which I think is pretty incredible. If this thing actually works, I'm guessing you're gonna have to put a lot of strength into it to kind of get through the watermelon. But other than that, I don't see any reason why this wouldn't work on lots of different fruit. I mean, this could work on melons or people's faces or whatever you got. But what we're gonna be using is the intended fruit, which is a watermelon. If this thing works, I'm seriously going to be amazed. Ooh, it feels like this thing could break. I don't know. This is pretty risky. Okay. Yeah, once you get it started, it's actually not that difficult. Wow! That is actually really incredible. It took me a little bit to get the damn thing going, but that's pretty amazing. I gotta say, I'm thoroughly impressed with this one. I didn't even really expect for it to work. I mean, I did have to kind of pound the thing through a little bit to get it started, but after it was in there, it was kind of easy to get it through. I gotta say, the machine's not entirely well thought out though. I did have to put basically all of my body weight onto it, and it still didn't really budge. However, this table's a little bit wobbly. Maybe if I was on a different surface, it would have been easier. But I think for a lot of people, that one in particular is gonna be pretty difficult to get going. But that's the only way I know of to pull the heart of a watermelon out like that. That is pretty awesome. Really good. But we've got a lot more kitchen gadgets to test out. So that being said, we're moving on to the next one. So just in case that last watermelon slicing gadget was not for you, I found another possibly better way to slice a watermelon on Amazon. And that's with this thing. It's a genuine watermelon slicer. That's really all it says. Okay. All right. So here's what it looks like. However, this is not an all-in-one device. You are gonna need a knife to cut the thing in half with before you can even use this device. So that being said, let's get that part going. Okay, apparently all you have to do is drag the thing through the watermelon. So let's try it out and see what happens. All right, let's see what we've made. Wow, that's incredible. I'm really surprised it actually worked that well. These gadgets are not a joke, okay? These things actually work. I gotta admit, I'm kind of surprised by each one of them. I kind of thought they were all just pieces of junk. Good for you, Amazon. Way to have good products on your website. And now it's taste test approved. That's pretty cool. But now we're on to the next one. And I'm always up for a good challenge, so make sure to leave me your dares in the comment section. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you've yet to have done that. And as always, I'll be seeing you guys in just a few days with a new video. All right, thanks guys. Bye.